What you got there?
I mentioned it and was telling folks that I picked up a laser welder / cleaner, and it finally arrived.
We got a very special delivery this morning.
Yes. I know they've been, I don't know. Yeah. I'm very interested to see what this all is. Oh, just dreamy.
You've been waiting for this for a while.
A very long time. I am going to be playing with this for quite some time here. Now, how do we open this?
That's a good question.
I'm thinking I need a crowbar. Sorry folks, I don't have my microphone, so I kind of just jumped in here and started doing my thing. It's gonna be some welding and rust cleaning videos coming.
Just a couple.
I've been putting off fixing a lot of things because I've been waiting for this machine. And I'm sure there's going to be a huge learning curve. I've never gotten anything in a big crate like this before. Definitely not small.
Well, would you look at that?
That is fresh off the boat.
Literally.
Can't tell you too much about it, I don't know. It's supposed to be a 1500 watt laser that I basically, shouldn't say basically, I bought it off Amazon, so time will tell. And it does have the welding unit right there. So this is supposed to be a 3-in-1. It's supposed to clean, weld, and cut. Anyways, I will unbox this and I'll bring you folks back, because I don't know what to expect here, unless Esther's in a hurry.
There's a lunch date.
Yeah.
Well, it's very well packaged.
Yeah, I'll keep at it here and I'll bring you folks right back. reason we got this. That is cool. That's not bad. That's like 500 watt. Some warmth, but pretty clean. Awesome. Very cool. I would clean the gunk out of there. Pull pins in. We see. Man, look at that. That is wild. Let's try something else. Let's step it up. I've seen people doing grease and whatnot. This is a transmission from Rolly's T-Bird, so let's see what happens here. Whoops. Man, that's grease and everything. That is awesome. Gone. Gonzo. My goodness. See if I can get you in closer just so you actually see what I'm talking about. Golly. You see how heavy that is? Like, gone. There's some like really thick caked on stuff. That's crazy. Let's at least take some of the stuff off, right? That is so crazy. Like, look at that. Grease be gone. Golly. That's nuts, man. I like it. That being said, that's only 500 watt. I don't know. Guess you could crank it up, but that's working pretty fine. I'm happy with that. Let's find some sheet metal and see what it does to that. There we go. These are my inner fenders. Let's, I'm just curious when it cleans it. Maybe we gotta get a little closer. Oh, trying to get a feel for how hot this thing will get. It's warm. Like, actually, it's pretty warm. I don't know if you'd want to blast a body with that, unless I turn the heat down, but that's already 500 watt. I mean, I can keep going down. I mean, I'm not uncomfortable with the heat. Like with a glove on, I can keep my hand on it, but it's getting pretty warm. I mean, in a hot day in the sun, it gets about that. I don't think it would warp it. I think if it was a newer car, it probably would warp it, but... Oh, that is just too cool. I don't know. That's awesome. So, I'm gonna say this wasn't cheap. This was a pretty big splurge, but because I work with so much rusty stuff, I bought it on Amazon. I can put a link to the product, but you folks can probably see it yourself. I'm not sponsored in any way. All I do know is when I did buy it, it was much cheaper
And I guess by the time they realized shipping it to me and all that stuff, the price has gone up quite a bit. What can I say? It's what did it all come with? So I bought a 3-in-1. So it's kind of an everything anything machine here. So you kind of, I've been doing a little bit of research and stuff now, figuring things out. In here is like a protective lens. So that's in there. This is your focal lens. I think that's what they call it. And that one, I changed it out. It came with a different one. At least the instructions. Like this thing came with a little, what do you want to call it? Like a USB that had all the instructions and stuff on there. I don't know anything about the welding side of it. I've only been using the cleaning side. What can I say? It's you have your protective. I swapped the lens out for the cleaning lens. I guess it had a higher focal point. I don't know. They said to put that lens in for it. Did that. You got your glasses, which is very important. And the more I'm playing with it, the more I'm thinking leather gloves are the way to go. So it came with, because it's a welding dealio, came with the different welding heads and some doodads there. Couldn't tell you what that is. We have our main, I guess they call this a focal lens, and these are your like protective lens for debris or whatever. So then these are some rollers. When I got it, they had an inverter with it, so I could go 110 to 220. I tried it. It popped the breaker right away, so I just rewired it for 220. The unit also came with, this is like a wire feeder, and I'll look at that someday. I just don't have the bits to run it over. I know it has to run on argon, but I don't have the line to go in the back, and really I'm interested in the welding side of it because I'm curious on my truck if I can solid weld a roof or not, but with less heat than MIG or even TIG kind of thing. I'm kind of curious if I can do one continuous weld, but that's for a later date. Right now I'm just focusing on doing the cleaning side of it. That's what I really want. So with that said, yeah, you're gonna want gloves, glasses. The smoke is something, like, I mean, I've been playing with it and just kind of chatting with you folks, but like a fella should have a respirator. I did buy an air, what do you want to call it? Like an air vacuum? I don't know, like a filter, but it's way too undersized for what I'm doing so far. Anyways, let's play some more. I'm enjoying the crap out of this. Well, I keep jamming along. You can see all the splits that comes off. Just vaporized rust. This I noticed because it was burnt. It actually has like a little bit of a, it's got a little bit of a scale on it. And that, if there's some rust underneath that, it doesn't do well. Hold on. I'll show you what I mean. See, this stuff gets scaly and then you wipe it off and sometimes there's rust because it hits this and I guess it just thinks that it's steel. And, but I mean, it has a weird looking texture. You sort of feel it, but in the end, that's just like clean metal underneath. I just know you have to kind of brush this stuff off. Like right there, you get some funky fluff, which is kind of that stuff on the ground. But this is good. I didn't do it right on the base because I just don't want to like zap up my concrete at all. My concrete's still new to me. I don't want to wreck it. So things I've learned in the day that I've been using it. Well, for some reason, this one, if I don't have the ground on, it seems to work, but you're supposed to ground the tip. And when you're going, stuff might splatter back into your tip. Like, how would you say this? As you're doing, the fumes and some junk might come back, and it takes nothing to wreck the tip. They have these little focal lenses or something in there. And I noticed with this one, when I was like cleaning it, there was lots of stuff bouncing back. So you just get one speck go into the nozzle, like some dust or something, it will burn the tip, like to burn that glass in there up. So you can see you get a little spot, and then I guess the laser just toasts it. Put all these down, you can kind of see. This is a good one there. I think that was just dusty. And then this is like a piece of dust or a little chunk of rust that kind of pops into the tip. So I've kind of learned now, I think I just got to blow it out every now and then just to make sure, and try to keep your distance. Don't hover over because some things could splatter up at you. I call it splatter, but there just could be like a chunk, whatever, vapored rust could actually come up and it buggers the tip up, I've noticed. So I've hunted around. They sent me like tons of spare ones with this, so these guys were great to deal with. It did take a long time because it was on the slow boat from China, but they threw me in a crap load of extra tips. I'm burning through them. I'm looking around on eBay and it works out to, I think these, like this is your consumable part anyways. And I think the best I found was just, I think it was $5 or $6 a piece kind of thing. So that's your main consumable. You got to be careful that you don't kink your lines, because there's a fiber optic in there, so you don't want to kink that. I don't know what to tell you. This is just my first day playing with this thing. It's awesome. Works good. That's the most noise it makes, other than when I'm zapping and trying to clean stuff. There is, what is it? This is your main control panel. I've seen lots of guys that have these, but they're all like weird Chinese and stuff. This one, everything's just got your laser and then you can kick over to welding. I don't know how the cutting thing works. I'm not too concerned about my welding side. Right, bud? Bozo's always been, I've been kicking him out while I've been playing with this because he doesn't like wearing a pair of glasses, so. But anyways, you have your basic settings. Everything I was doing on here was 1,000 watt. It's capable of doing 1,500 watt, but it was doing this totally fine. I did notice it going much faster if I had it at 15, so it would easily do it at 500. It just takes a little longer, that's all. Right, bub? You're not a fan, eh? Because you have to go outside. I know we did a little bit on the truck. It zaps paint really well. Should show you all this yet, because I kind of jammed away in the door jams on here a little, and that's like paint everything free. That's like bare steel in there. Just give you a little example on some sheet metal. We'll blitz this part here really quick because it is kind of rusty. So let's clean her up, folks. We got our little sight there. This is pretty much where it seems to focus the nicest, but it will do it further away. tell when there's really nothing left because it kind of calms down. Like a coat of primer, we just got a blitz here. It's definitely warm. Wouldn't say uncomfortably warm, but it's pretty damn warm. I don't know if I would run 500 watts on an outside door panel. But I mean, that's bare steel. That took a while though. Here's a bit of a painted surface. We're still 500 watt. That's like Bondo. Either Bondo or primer. Sounds like Bondo. Smells like Bondo. Not sure. Let's try a rim. All right, here we go. Rim. Don't mind the Spider-Man.
that'll make painting rims so much easier. Look at that. That is clean. Look at all this. And it just vaporizes it. I like it. We definitely could go overkill with that thing. Well, considering that's 500 watt, I like it. Well, that made quick work of that. Look at that. It's not terribly hot or anything. It's kind of lightly warm. You just did it. Just blitzed everywhere. You can see where it didn't get in there. I don't know. It's pretty cool. And then over here, we're down to bare steel. You can hit it here a little more. You can kind of lightly see the different tones. Like you say, you can definitely see that marking. You can hear it. I don't really feel it. It's kind of interesting. Well, folks, it's been a while. I've been playing. You've seen me playing a little bit. I've been kind of cleaning this thing all off, stuff like that. So that one's done. This one I was kind of jetting through. This one I got the wire brush restoration, and it just didn't last. Just didn't work well. So we pretty much just did our thing. I individually did all the dies. What I want to do now is, this is what I find, like this stuff, it takes everything off, but you have a bit of soot on them, if that makes sense. They're like dusty. It's clean, but it's almost like you got to run a scuff pad or something over it. You wouldn't be able to straight just blow it off and paint. You kind of have to just hit it. Like if I rub my hand now, it feels clean. It just has like a gritty to it. These marks you see, but they don't. If I put you don't feel it. If that makes sense. Because if you look, you always see what looks like a little zigzag mark.
I don't know if you can see it on camera. Try this one. Like this one here could use a little more blasting, but you can see those marks. Anyways, want to just brush a new coat of paint on this. I want to tweak a few things on here, but for the most part, I want to just get a new coat of paint on here. I noticed a lot of it when you blast once. This is probably a worse case because it was in a fire, so it's almost like, it feels like you get stuff like this and it looks like mill scale almost. And I have to brush it off and then zap it again. So this thing's taking a lot longer than some other things to clean. I'm thinking if a fella actually had sandblasted, you wouldn't have that issue. With that said, I wouldn't be sandblasting in my shop here, so. I'm pretty happy with that. I look forward to like just cleaning stuff like the motors and things like that. I quickly went in here and zapped a little bit just to hit the frame rails to see, and like it gets the majority of it off like really quick with zero effort. So I like it. From there we can kind of like do the pour 50 on it or do something. I'm super happy. I'm pretty sure we're just going to end the video here. You folks are going to have like a million questions, I'm sure. I'm really not the guy to answer. I'm just some goof just farting around in the shop here. You know, don't do what I do, I guess, because I am no professional at this or nothing. There's companies out there that probably sell these. It's better than the way I'm going. I've learned a few things because it's been about a day now and I've played a little bit with some stuff. And I found like some people with the consumables are hard, but I'm a pretty resourceful guy. So I looked around, I talked a little bit with the vendor, you know, I got a couple focal point things. I found with these consumables, they got weird numbers, but D is like your dimensions. So it's an 18 and 2 millimeter thick. So once I hunted around, found that, I found a good deal on consumables on eBay. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's not for everyone. Honestly, I think sandblasting is probably quicker, but I can do it in my shop and not have to haul my vehicle in and out. And just when you're dealing with little blotches of rust like I'm always doing, I can maybe use the machine more, and yeah, we'll find out. It'll get more and more used. Eventually I want to hook up and play with the welder portion of it and see how that goes, but yeah. Hey, it's just a new toy in the arsenal, I guess. For me, it's just because we deal with very rusty stuff here always, so I feel it could be very useful for me anyways. It's still not an affordable option, honestly, but anyways, as always, folks, I want to thank you all for watching, and we will catch you on the next one. Later. Whole 1500 watt right there.